Okay guys, I'm showing my friend Martin the full self-driving beta
In 500
10.6.1.
feet, turn left onto
We
South
have
Roslyn
a
Avenue.
we have a route plotted. Should take us through multiple stop signs and across roads. So let's engage and let's turn up the speed to probably about 30 miles an hour.
Now
maximum.
turn left onto South Roslyn
And let's
Avenue.
see if it tries to kill us today. So Martin, feel free to like give feedback or anything.
Okay, well, you showed me this. It was weeks ago now at this point,
Yeah.
and I think you had just gotten into the beta thing at that point, and oh my goodness, it was kind of scary at that point. So the fact that it's like, where's the handles to hold on to? But
Right. Well, it's still scary at times. It can make mistakes. And the problem I always have is it's like the car reacts to stuff or does stuff, and you don't know that it's about to do it until it does it.
oh, okay.
Now, as you can see, we paused there, and this is that. See that jerk?
Yeah.
And now it got totally confused. So I'm just backed
Because
out
of-
there
because of
I'm gonna
parking
get hit from
spaces there, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to report that. Whoops. Okay, that wasn't a very good start, was
No,
it?
that was not.
It really got confused with that those parking spaces off to the side. So let's restart and see what happens now. So we have a right turn coming up. We have 3 lanes of traffic. I'm in the middle lane, and it's coming up on rush hour traffic. So things are starting to get a little busier.
Yeah,
a lot of the other beta testers I see I never see them in heavy traffic.
Okay.
So I think I'm one of the few that actually takes us out in decently dense traffic. This car behind me, see that where it just signaled and went?
Yeah.
I'm learning to trust it a little bit because it does seem to be very good with blind spot and make sure nobody's there.
Okay.
But this truck was right on my butt, which, as you saw, if it does that half braking
In
thing,
500 feet,
Oh,
turn
that
right
could be
onto
potentially
East
that could be
Robinson
potentially,
Street.
I could get rear-ended, and that's probably my biggest concern with the beta stuff now, is it does these sudden brakes,
Okay.
for apparently no reason. I mean, I'm sure in its
Now
computer
turn
brain
right
it's
onto
doing
East
something.
Robinson Street.
Okay, now this is going to be interesting because we have these poles here. Okay, I'm returning. Yeah. No, that wasn't too bad.
That wasn't too bad at all, yeah.
That wasn't too bad. A little wobbly, I would say. I think we went a little further over. If we had had another car coming up the side of us, we would have got close. Now, it does have sensors to make sure it doesn't hit another car.
But the problem is, if that
It
happens,
would
it's
have
probably
probably
hitting on
done
the
the
brakes.
braking
Yeah.
thing, yeah. And again, when we were bumper-to-bumper traffic, cars behind us don't kind of like you slamming brakes on. Now we're in 2 lanes of traffic.
I see emergency lights and stuff coming up.
Yeah, let's see
So
what
we'll see
it
what
does.
goes there, yeah.
Now, it moved over a little bit for that.
I think that was because of the person, yeah.
Yeah. Now this is going to be interesting because we've got some cones and some lights.
Yeah, that's what I was
and
talking about, the
and a
emergency
school
lights here, yeah.
zone. So let's see if it recognizes the school zone. We are going 21 miles an hour. I don't know if that's just because there's other cars or what. I don't think it recognizes school zones yet.
Yeah, because the thing still says 35 miles an hour on the thing there, so
right.
it's not adjusting
Obviously.
for it.
Right. Seen the person.
it's like, that's not what that person looks like.
So there we go, taking off. Let's make sure it doesn't try and run into this car here. So you can imagine my anxiety level right now. I've got a car right next to me and a turn. Okay. Ooh.
Yeah,
I
I saw its
took it-
little thing trying to
I took
decide
that
whether...
out. Yeah, I dropped that right out because it I think actually that would have worked had I not reacted. I think it would have made the turn. It saw that it was clear. That's one of those cases when I don't know what it's about to do, and I'm surrounded by cars.
And there's that question of do you watch what's going on out there to know what's going on in the real world, or do you watch the screen to try to figure out what it's thinking?
It's funny, some of the commenters on my videos that I posted, they're like, well, if you were watching the screen, you'd know what it was doing. My comment is, I'm more one to watch the surrounding and the cars out there in the real world so I can react to that.
Yeah, as opposed to,
rather than,
it looked like it was doing what it's
like,
supposed to. I don't know
yeah.
how we hit that truck.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to look like I'm playing a video game. Because it can go over the lines and it can do some odd stuff. And when you're in traffic like this...
Well, and this road is both narrow as well as it shifts around a lot.
Exactly.
Like little shifts. So.
Yes. I mean, I think it's doing a reasonable job for where we're at right now, handling this stuff.
Oh yeah, and the level of traffic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And of course, I'm going a little slower than we should. Of course, in Florida, you are mandated to do 10 miles an hour over the posted speed limit.
Oh yeah, at least.
Otherwise, you kind of get honked at. I think it put a big bumper sticker on here warning AI in training, stay back. What did you think of the slowdown?
I thought it wasn't slowing down quite as fast as I was comfortable with.
Really?
But other than that, I kind of figured, okay, no, I think I can do it, but... But I got part of it is it looks mainly like the car that's in front of it. Where a lot of times in real life, I know I personally usually try to see, okay, well, what's happening the next few cars above, too. So,
and it does try to do that. It's looking at things like the traffic lights, it's looking at the other...
Now turn left onto North Primrose Drive.
Yeah, there's certain things that it does that I would give it a pass on, but it's not exactly my driving style. But it is a driving style, and I can see it's an average of everybody's driving style that I think they're trying to go to. So some things it's going to go maybe a little more hesitant for, and sometimes too aggressive. Let's see what it does here. Okay, we're swinging around. Do you think it's a little aggressive on that turn, or...?
That one wasn't so bad.
Okay.
I've seen it do some aggressive turns before, but that one was not too bad. And that lane merge there didn't seem too bad either, so... Yeah. It does seem like it's more competent than the last time I rode with you.
Self-driving car.
Sorry, what's that?
Do you ever think you'd be in a self-driving car?
I mean, yes, but probably not. Yeah, if you had said 10 years ago, I mean, it would have probably seemed a little bit more like science fiction. It's like, maybe they'll get there, but...
This is going to be very
now
tricky.
turn right onto
We're
East
turning onto
Colonial
a 3-lane road, which is a major artery, Colonial Drive ahead. Now we have cars that are going to be going straight, because I believe there's 2 lanes going that way, and also cars, including us, turning right.
Yeah, I think this one can go turn right or go straight, yeah.
And we also have the option to turn right on red, which some cars are doing, and this will do right on red.
It will? Okay.
Yes, it will,
All right.
yes. I don't know if the system is programmed to know what state you're in and adjust itself accordingly.
Okay.
Because it does rolling stops as well.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
So, in California, can you do right on reds?
I think you can. In a lot of states, you can actually make a right on red as long as you make a full stop first.
Okay. This is interesting because we have cars merging both ways. So let's see how it does. Okay. A little hesitant, but it did it.
It was pretty smooth, actually.
It kept it in the lane. Okay.
It did, and it kept it.
That's interesting to get from your perspective sitting in the passenger seat. Because usually when you're in the driver's seat, you're used to being in control and knowing what it's going to do. Like that way it just changed.
Yeah.
It does it so quick, I have no real way of verifying it before it does it.
Yeah.
I don't know if there is a car it's about to go into because it's already done it. It turns on the signal as you see and just moves.
Yeah.
What do you think of the slowing down and the?
I like the fact that that this has the ability to really move when it wants to. But that whole between that sort of moving fast and then sort of, oh, I'm going to keep going until I'm a little too close to that stop and then just sort of brake it faster is a little unnerving.
Actually, the stopping and going has got a lot smoother from what it used to be. It used to be really bad.
Matter of fact, I remember that from when the last time we rode.
It would come in hard and fast and then really great, which again, I found myself more watching what the cars were doing behind me than what I was worried about in front.
Yeah. No, because I remember the last time I was white knuckling it a lot more. You know.
Yeah.
A lot more of the sort of grabbing the dashboard.
The other thing I find, the apply force to the steering wheel message can come up at the most inopportune moments, like when it's performing a turn.
Oh.
And so you're trying to apply a force while it's turning the wheel left and right and stuff like that.
And you want to tap it enough to let it know that you are there,
right,
but not
so
enough
much
that it
disengages. Now, did you see slow down there because that car came out of it, so it saw that and slowed down. It seems to do a very good thing of keeping in the lane.
It does, yeah. And these lines are not hugely definable. I mean, they're better than some I've seen, but they are.
Yes, I have seen some parts where they are working on roads and they don't have the lines, or the lines are on a very light road, and you almost can't see, and it gets a little confused, and then it gets wobbly. Again, it should be using its ultrasonic so it doesn't hit anything, but it kind of weaves drunkenly through that section.
Okay.
It seems to be keeping a decent distance from the car in front without being too. If you notice, it's also changed the maximum speed by itself. That's a personal thing that I don't like it doing. I would like an option to have it like the meter locker maximum speed and change it.
Oh, okay.
myself.
So this is built into it. Okay.
Yes.
That's
So
interesting that
it's
it would sort of actually promote the fact that it has a max speed that is over the speed limit. Although this is kind of the theory that I use, is the fact that
it just changed there.
When we hit instead of going speed limit of 45 and it's assuming a max speed of 49, speed limit increased to 50 and the max one went up to 54. So
which sometimes, if I'm in a neighborhood or stuff like that, even though the speed limit is like 30 or it changes to 30, that might be too fast if there's a lot of cars parked on the street and it's having to weave backwards and forwards because they're on alternating sides. Trying to weave at 30 miles an hour doesn't give me enough time to react if it doesn't gauge that distance correctly. I'm going to hit something at 30 before I can stop the car. So dialing it down helps, but then the second it sees another 30 sign, it re-ups it again. And I think we are coming up on... it's coming up to a lane change. Okay. Interesting. We're 1 mile away from the change, and it is still in the middle. Now, this is one thing I don't think it... A little hesitant there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it should have been hesitant because we are now stuck behind a bus.
Although that's good.
Yeah?
I don't mind about being stuck behind a bus. In earlier versions, it would stay in the center lane till you're like 100 feet from the turn and then try and get over.
Okay. Oh, I see, because I see in less than a mile it's
we're
turning
turning,
right.
and then I believe that's where we end.
Oh, because that was just an arbitrary address that you punched in.
Exactly.
Okay.
I wanted to just give it some place to go that would take it through these streets, and I think it...
Well, and I've been in worse traffic, because this is, it's what, about 4:30 now?
Yeah.
So this would be sort of the beginning of sort of the evening rush hour traffic. I've seen a lot worse than this, but this is not trivial.
Yeah.
So
And it seems to be doing pretty good. I mean, I really haven't...
Really, yeah,
There's a couple of interventions earlier on.
It's been a much smoother ride than I was expecting it to be. Yeah. Especially given the traffic.
Yeah.
Now, does it still panic around the pedestrians as much as it did a few weeks ago?
I don't know.
I mean,
so
we were
much.
in downtown at that point, so...
I think it still does, only because that's a safety thing.
And I can understand that because, I mean, here what ends up happening is as long as the pedestrians can sort of bounce off and roll a little bit, then it's fine. Florida rules. But like in California, where a lot of this stuff is designed, you got to wait till the person is actually cross the road and turn the corner of the next block before you actually cross the street. So yeah.
Yeah. In Florida, yeah, as long as they're past where you can hit them with the car, you can go even through a crosswalk.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as as long as you're not going to hit them and you're watching out, you're good. But yeah. It is definitely interesting the way driving rules differ from state to state.
Indeed.
I think it's Indiana that one of their rules is you cannot make a U-turn unless specifically marked.
Interesting.
So
yes,
yeah,
I mean, I don't
rules.
think they've even got to the car being able to do a U-turn yet.
Oh, this doesn't usually do?
I've never seen it do a U-turn. We can probably program something with a U-turn, but I wouldn't feel comfortable trying it on this road at this time.
This road at this time.
Yes.
I totally get that.
Only because if it gets very jerky and hesitant, I'm likely to get hit. I do like how it is now staying over in this lane. Before, on earlier versions, what it would do is it would always favor the center lane, which is logical because that's a safe lane.
Understandable. But the problem is, can it get over? I guess it's a small little road that's just beyond this intersection.
That's what I'm trying to see. Let's see if it handles this into it. No, it got a little confused.
Yep.
It might have done it, but I saw a car coming up quickly behind me,
Yeah.
so I didn't want
destination
to...
is on the left.
Yeah.
And it's not even a real road. It's it's an unnamed road, but it's a closed.
It's an enclosed thing here.
Yeah.
So what did you think?
That was pretty cool. Yeah.
Bad,
Far
huh?
better than I expected.